Welcome to the September edition of the Tempo Storm Meta Snapshot. This month saw the release of the Heroes of Rivenbrandt mini expansion, which has had a huge effect on the meta. The new neutral gold Asuka and Shiori twins serves as a replacement for the rotated Angel's Blessing, meaning slower decks once again have a powerful anti-aggro tool, and the meta has become less heavily first favored than before. Pre-existing decks such as Magachio Forest and Fairy Forest have been heavily buffed by the addition of May, Budding Spring Wind. Meanwhile, Loot Sword, which hasn't been seen in quite some time, is back with a vengeance thanks to Roger's Ruler of the Seas. Although Crystallized Haven is alive and well, Ghost Shadow has dropped off in popularity, with Fairy superseding it as the prime aggro deck available. Overall, the meta has been broadened and diversified quite a bit by the mini expansion, so let's take a look at where we stand now. Crystallized Haven remains completely unchanged, and its game plan still involves playing at least 5 crystallized cards to enable its Storm Ward payoffs, such as Sapphire Priestess and Wingy Chirpy Gemstone, building toward a massive swing turn with Diamond Master, all while hopefully drawing Skullfane the Defiled, which greatly accelerates its combo potential. Jean Worldwalker keeps games locked into a turn 7 clock, which is simply too short a timer for many other decks to deal with. With time and practice, players have continually become better at executing the crystallized mulligan and game plan, and have also realized just how dangerous the deck is when going first, which means terror in no-ban formats such as ratings. Don't let the importance of Skullfane and the go first card fool you though. The deck has a deceptively high skill ceiling and has stood the test of time. Having disappeared from the meta several months ago with the rotation of Actress, Hollow Usurpation, Loot has returned thanks to Roger, Ruler of the Seas, who grants a leader effect that damages the enemy leader and provides play point recovery, hugely buffing the deck's burn and combo potential. Loot Sword aims to play or fuse 7 loot cards, then finish the opponent off with Storm Followers and direct damage using Dread Pirate's Flag tokens. Loot Sword boasts early game presence, a powerful mid game, and explosive late game reach with high OTK potential, which is why it's the most popular deck at the moment, fully deserving of its place at the top of the meta. Magachio Forest is the strongest it's ever been thanks to the addition of May, Budding Spring Wind, having claimed 2 JCG wins and the best results in Pro League. The deck is pure combo, aiming to play 4 cards per turn to set up a lethal with Magachio Barbed Convict around turn 7 by playing her and attacking with a horde of buffed Storm Condemned followers. Magachio has a very good matchup spread and is the fastest and most consistent combo deck in the current meta, essentially filling the role that Mysteria Rune did before the mini expansion. Evo Portal, a combo control deck, can reach evolve counts never seen before, which is what allows it to take advantage of the tremendous payoff Shin, Enemy of Chaos. Once you've evolved 10 times, he will destroy 3 random enemy followers, deal 6 damage to the opponent, heal you for 6, and reduce the cost of all cards in your hand by 3 at the end of the turn. Needless to say, in more aggressive matchups, the healing and board clear is often enough to win the game on the spot, and against control decks, the cost reduction helps to assemble huge combos that can be used to OTK. The addition of Asuka and Shiori twins has made the deck objectively stronger than it was before the mini expansion, but the current meta suits it less well than the last one. Ghost Shadow, which Evo Portal preyed upon, has become a lot less popular, and decks which can threaten a quicker OTK, such as Crystallize, Loot, and Magachio, are plentiful. Thus, the deck finds itself in tier 2 now. Fairy Forest is an aggressive deck that aims to go wide and push damage with cheap followers in the early game, transition into the mid game with Nobilis, Sable Lily Queen, then finish the opponent off with Storm Followers such as Shining Valkyrie, Tamlin, Fey Knight, and Arya, Dutiful Fairy. The deck had previously seen some success thanks to the buff to Plumeria, Serene Goddess, which made it slightly faster and more consistent. Now, the addition of May, Budding Spring Wind, pushes it to greater heights still, helping the deck with its lack of draw and setting up Castell, Budding Mage's effects a little faster. Though it remains in tier 2, the deck has largely taken the place of Ghost Shadow as the go-to aggro deck in the current format. As far as climbing the ladder goes, there are a lot of options in this meta. Any deck in tier 2 or above can climb quite comfortably, provided you know how to pilot it. Notably, the current ladder has a relatively high number of people playing Bahamut Dragon, which is easily punished by any deck that has the ability to OTK. Loot, Magachio, Crystallize, Evo Portal, and more can all farm plenty of free wins from Bahamut decks. On the other hand, you could always join the dark side and give Bahamut a try yourself. The deck is rotating next expansion, so this will be the last chance to play it, and it's very difficult to misplay, so it's a comfortable pick for grinding away without having to think too much. This month's meta has been quite a shift from the last. The mini expansion has proved extremely impactful. There is more deck variety in general, with many different archetypes seeming viable, and while games are still first favored, the introduction of cards like Asuka and Shiori have eased the pain of going second somewhat. Ghost Shadow's fall from grace means that decks that struggled against it before may continue to rise in popularity. In particular, we expect Magachio Forest to see even more play in the coming weeks, and for other decks to develop as they try to tech against it. Crystallize, which has remained at the top of the meta despite being more or less unchanged by the mini, isn't going anywhere either. Keep an eye out for further developments in tournament play by following ZiffSV on Twitter, and we'll see you all in next month's edition of the Tempo Storm Meta Snapshot.